Hey everybody, welcome to Cowboy Leather and Shoe Repair. I'm Scott. Today I'm going to show you something that every once in a while you're going to run into. You're going to run into putting two pieces together and these don't go through it. If you look, I'll show you here. That don't go through. So, how are you going to get through that so you can hand stitch it? Dremel drill with a, let me see here what size drill that is. That's a 7/64. So what you're going to do is you're just going to go ahead and you're going to do everything that you usually do. Glue it, put it together, make your seam. And I took and put a stitch groove in there. Now what I'm going to do, what you can do, is use your overstitch wheel. This one here, I believe, gives you a about an 1/8 inch stitch. So what I'm going to do is I'm tip it down. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Now I showed you. I've already put my stitch groove in there. Come along. Put your overstitch in there. Take your Dremel drill. Now this one here is variable speed, so I'm gonna back it down a little bit. What you're gonna do, you're gonna very carefully you got to make sure when you do it hold it straight up and down, because if not, the holes are going to get wonky. I didn't go all the way through on some of these, so let me back up here. Now you got where your overstitch wheel went, and let me show you. You got your groove, and then you go ahead and put this in your stitching pony and start stitching. Yes, I know that everybody likes the diamond-shaped holes, but before the diamond-shaped chisels come out, they just had round holes. You know, you got to improvise. There's nothing wrong with improvising. And again, like I say, it's nice, pretty to have the diamond-shaped holes, but you can't have everything. There are times when these don't go through. Now they do make longer ones, but if you don't have longer ones, then then you got to improvise. It, a good craftsman does not blame his tools. I've seen people, in fact, if you want, go on YouTube and check out Bruce Cheney. He's got a YouTube channel. He's out there or down or wherever you are. He's crossways for me, basically. He's what I call a real craftsman. He'll build spurs using stuff that the jigs and the benders and stuff like that he's made. Once he gets the spur made, he does his own inlay of silver, gold, whatever, does his own scroll work on it. And then he takes it in to the leather shop and makes the spur straps. Now he has made several different tools. He's taken bolts and turned them into stamps. I say a lot of his tools he makes. Yes, he has got store-boughts, but he is what I call a real craftsman. If you don't have it, if he can't find it to buy it, he makes it. That to me is a sign of a good craftsman. People ask, I want to start out leather work. I found these tools on these stamps, basket weave, border stamps, camouflage stamps, stuff like that. And they'll ask, what do you think? Oh no, gotta go get the fancy ones, blah blah blah. Those are cheap to wear out, yada yada, blah blah blah. I've got stamps in the other room that I've had for better part of 12, 13 years. They're made in China. I use them. They work good. You have to know how to make the tool do what you want it to do. The tool is basically an inanimate object. It only does and has the knowledge that the operator does. If you can take crappy tools and turn out a good product, and let's just say you're basket weaving, and you got them cheap Chinese basket weave stamp. If you know how to use it, you can make the tool do what you want it to do. And nobody would really probably know how much you spent on that tool. So again, don't blame your tools. If you screw up, it's your problem. If your swivel knives aren't cutting and doing what you're supposed to, or what they're supposed to, maybe it needs to be sharpened. It doesn't sharpen itself. Don't blame the tool. If, whatever, pick a tool. If it don't work the way you think it should, maybe you should step back and look, okay? That tool is dull. Something's not right the way I'm holding it. Don't blame the tool. Don't you know, if you're trying to stamp something or poke a holes in something, you hold the chisel or your punches straight up and down. Not this way, not this way, because you get all wonky. Don't blame the tool. It's on you. Trust me. I've said, it's the tool. No, it's me. I'm not paying attention to what I'm doing. My mind is off 14 other things. So, like I say, you can make the cheap tools work just as good as the expensive tool. Yes, you can bend them, but if you're bending them, you're hitting them too hard, you're not holding them straight, or you're using too big a hammer, maul, whatever. You know, when you're tooling, you don't need to use an 8-pound maul or mallet to tool with. You know, what can I say? It's not the tool problem. It's your problem. Some people have them cheap tools and use them their whole career. You know, people can build houses with a handsaw and a hammer. And that, you know, it's the craftsman can take anything and make any tool and make something good. I've seen people sit there with just a pocket knife, piece of sandpaper, and something that looks like a soda can cut in a kind of a horseshoe, not a horseshoe, but kind of half-moon, and can carve statues with a pocket knife and a piece of sandpaper. You can make the tool do what you want it to do. But you have to be enough of a craftsman to understand how to make that tool work for you. You know, like I say, you can go buy fancy tools. You can buy them, no problem. But them fancy tools aren't going to make you any better at your at leather crafting or building a house or whatever the case may be. So, you know, it's I can't say. I mean, I'm at a loss for words, really, because I mean, I hear people blame the tools. They say, "Oh, those tools are garbage. Go buy, you know, C.S. Osborne. Go buy, pick a tool, pick a major brand, and you know, the ones that come out of China, they work just as good if you treat them right, if you use them right." So, okay, I'm done ranting. I don't think it was really a rant. It's more like, you know, I got a sign hanging in the other side, in the other part of the shop. It says, "The craftsman don't blame the tools." And I think about it. If I could take a piece of junk tool and use it to tool leather or cut leather or do whatever, and it doesn't make the leather, when I cut it, doesn't make it look like I cut it out with let my dog chew on it, I'm happy. You don't always need the high dollar tools, because like I say, the high dollar tools don't mean nothing if you don't know how to use them. So, all right, well, I'm gonna back on out of here. It's trying to snow outside. But, oh, never mind. I'm going to make another video on this. I had a customer come in and with a really super wild request. He had a, what is it? I can't remember what the name of it is, but it's a 410 and 44 caliber single shot rifle, pistol, whatever you want. It's actually more of a pistol. But he wanted left-handed, and it's an odd. I shouldn't say really an odd shape. I had to come up with a pattern for the holster, and that's what he wanted. This little flappy doodle down here so he could run it. I got to poke a hole in there. He wants to put a saddle string in there and tie it down. But that rascal's 17 inches long, and that's how long the barrel is and the gun will be. And he wants, that's the start of the gun belt for it. And he wants loops, many loops I can get on there. So I gotta sit down and measure out, lay out the loops, and see where everything falls. Doesn't want any tooling on it, doesn't want nothing fancy. He just wants to put this thing in there and, carry it. It's long. I'd say it's even longer than, what the heck was it, that buttline special that they come out with way back in the day. But that's what we're doing. That's what we've been doing. I have made a couple wallets, but I've been just tinkering around with that, fixing shoes, and just enjoying the week. Staying busy. So, like I said, I'm going to get out of here. Y'all have a good weekend. Be safe. And hopefully we'll see you next Friday. Bye.